Hello, Gemini, my wonderful Geminis. I am a Gemini, so I'm among my sisters and brothers who are Geminis. We're going to use a Marielle deck. This is a reading for the collective. It is the second installment of 4 love readings per month. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. As you all know, it is for the collective. If it's not your reading or it feels really bad, you know, you click off because it's not your reading, okay? If it resonates with you, then it's yours. It's like a dress. You might take it to the checkout and purchase it, but don't. If this does not fit you, please be courteous to all of your YouTube creators, because we're here working hard to create free content, and it's always kind when you just recognize something's not your reading. So, but it will apply to any actual relationship in which there's interaction with the person. If the person's gone out of your life, that will show up too. You know, if you're working through a process with them. The mutual energy in the past with your person of interest is a Queen of Wands, fiery, beautiful, very kind of almost organizational management. I mean, the beautiful Queen of Wands is a person, she's like the perfect hostess who's orchestrating life so that everybody at this beautiful party of life is having a good time. You know, a person has a drink in their hand, the music is playing, life is going on, and it's orchestrated beautifully. So there's a real sense of dancing together, like, oh wow, I fit with this person, this is really wonderful, it's fun, it's emotive, it's passionate, it's real, it still has a very strong earth energy to it. So currently the two of you are in the Four of Cups mode. So we need to find out how this happened, because these two energies are almost opposite one another. So the Four of Cups says that you've really, it's a stormy day in your relationship, is the best way to put it. I will be doing clarifiers, I will be getting oracle advice, and I will be using the fairy oracle and whispers of love at the very end to get advice about how this reading goes and how to handle the energies. Okay, so how does the person that you're inquiring about see this situation? Oh, look at that beautiful Lover's card. This Lover's card embraces everything that's different and unique about the two of you. It's really about opposites attracting. Let's see how they view you. Six of Discs is somebody with whom they have equal give and take. This is a generosity of spirit. They see you as very generous, very fair. You know, on a first date, this might mean that, you know, if somebody asked you out on a date and they invited you, so it would be reasonable to expect them to, you know, treat you, because that's what an invitation is. But it's very interesting because for most of you Geminis, you would probably offer to pay for your dinner, just as a sign that you know the relationship isn't fully developed, and a sensitivity to the other person. They really like this whole energy that you have. You're very, very polite, very courteous, very concerned about equality and really being good to one another. How they feel about you in your heart space, look at that. The Three of Discs is a beautiful card, and it's very much a card of deep love and appreciation for each other, and the potential of that. So when we look at the two parents, they've created a third entity. In this instance, it's a baby, but this also has a very strong earthy quality of collaboration, because that's what it takes to make a relationship work. It's both people coming to the table with the same love, with the same passion, with the willingness to both work at it. This is Gemini energy. The Queen of Wands is Aries energy. When we look at the Three of Discs, we have Capricorn, you're willing to do the work. Taurus means you're willing to stick with it till the end. So the energies are very lovely. A lot of, you know, a really nice blend actually of air. The emotions are where it's rocky, like let's look and see what we have. How did your person see the relationship for the two of you moving forward? Well, they think of you as their world. That is really incredible. You are their world. You're everything. You embody everything that they would ever want in a relationship, is their feeling. The Fool card, you're both craving a new beginning. It shows the Seven of Discs shows that the tarot is advising you to keep working on it. Look at how beautiful this is. Unlike other Seven of Discs cards, this really says, look it, you're 70% of the way there. You have 70% of the tools. 70% is a whole lot more than 50%. And so it's really talking about Jupiter. Take action, Mars. Stick to the program. Be dedicated. Commit to love, money, and and then we also have the card of the Sun, the Moon, and Mercury. Talk about your feelings, talk about your passions, and enjoy happiness. This is a garden you're building, you're growing this incredible garden, and it says enjoy it. Count your blessings, continue, do all those things that are going to help you to, get your harvest, and it shows your harvest right here. All right, so let's see what's going on with the outcome for the week. Now, I also want to add in that readings, as a tarot reader, if we don't specifically say that a reading is dedicated to a certain space and time, that it can be up to, it's good for 6 months, and that is true. And so it can take 6 months for these things to develop. 1 week, life doesn't happen in a week, right? It's a process. It's evolution, not revolution. Look at this. These cards all fell out. The King of Wands. Oh, the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands. Even beautifully, look at this is like tic-tac-toe. Tic-tac-dough is what I'm going to call it, because love and money are both Venus ruled. So tic-tac-toe. Okay. It also shows that there may be some children, but there's also fiery messages of passion. And look at how beautiful. You really communicate with each other like in a very, almost a childlike innocence in the way you talk to one another, the way you speak to one another. The Nine of Wands says that there's a lot of heaviness in the relationship right now. So let's go to Colette Baron Reed's Oracle deck, the good tarot. Let's see what she's got to say about this for clarifying it. Let's see specifically first. We're going to go right for the Four of Cups. What is the Four of Cups energy? What is this energy? And a whole bunch of cards flew out of the deck. The World card. So you may be separated physically in different locations. One person may travel a lot. This also indicates, and this card also indicates, that you could be from different cultures, different countries, or different ethnicities. Doesn't have to be. It could be that you're very worldly. It could be time and space differences. All right. Oh, this is beautiful. Make a judgment. A judgment call is really about making a decision. Okay. The Queen of Earth, be very practical about that decision in love. So the separation looks as though it's more physical. For instance, if you're dating somebody who's a pilot or a flight attendant, somebody who's away from home a lot, that could also be another incarnation of that meaning. The Sun card, beautiful. It shows when the two of you together, you just feel as though life is couldn't be better. The Nine of Earth, so that's the Nine of Earth is all about being very independent and secure independently of one another, but you want your coin of love. Four of Air, Four of Swords. Four of Swords is a card that says that you miss each other terribly. It's like, oh, I can hardly stand this. It's so difficult to be away from my Gemini. Four of Earth, look at the fours. The fours are stability. So the Four of Earth says that you're both very much hanging on to each other. The Seven of Wands says that you're defending the relationship. You're really staying put. You're not going anywhere. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. Okay. Remember, we got the World card here. World card and World card. Temptation, the devil is a temptation here, and that is in the, let's see, that's in the, I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands. Temptation, the Nine of Wands is to give in to the heaviness, okay? So it says, the Nine of Wands is when you're willing to do the work, but you're in a state of exhaustion. So it says that there is temptation. What is the temptation card here for? Why is temptation here? Eight of Air. Oh, you're really tempted to... Okay, here's the problem. This is so heavy. This energy is so heavy that you're tempted not to do what you need to do for yourself when you're away from this person. It looks like the two of you are so grief-stricken in your inability to be together, to enjoy the relationship. It shows that you're very tempted to just get stuck there, to go home, to eat the pint of ice cream, or that would be me when I get really, really, really upset. That would be, and so it really talks about you get stuck in sort of this negative longing energy, the energy of depression and sadness. And what the cards are advising is that you can't afford to do that. To be the best that you can be, keep growing your garden, because as individuals, you are really exciting to one another. Have something wonderful to say to each other. When you talk on the phone, or you communicate in separation, physical separation, you really need to be able to share your emotions, but you also need to be able to say, oh my gosh, I had the best time today. I went out and I did this and it was so much fun. And, I went to the museum and I got to see, the new exhibition there, or, I started a new workout program. Always have something new and fresh. Ace of Water. Share your emotions, but let it flow, and recognize that the time you are not together also has meaning. So don't get caught up in the sadness. This is going to be long term. This relationship is from what I'm seeing, is a relationship of soulmates, okay? You have soulmate energy here. And it really says that, there could be children here, but there are many messages. There's a lot of messenger page, so you communicate a lot. And so 3 of air, when you're separated, you're just grief-stricken. But you know what? Life goes on. Prepare everything. So when you're in absence, you should really, really prepare for the time that you won't be. So, if you're a great chef, practice some recipes. If you like to cook, whatever your hobby is, learn to do new things so that you can make that a part of your relationship. So, if you love to dance, go out, take some lessons so that you can teach your partner to dance. Enrich your life by enriching yourselves right now. Let's look at the oracle cards for you. Let's look at the fairy card. I'm going to put out, let's see, should we put 3 fairies out? I like 3 fairies. Okay, this is by Brian Froud. Beautiful energy here. Okay, oh, there's a lot here. Well, a lot more than 3 showed up, so there's a lot of information the fairies want to tell you. Wow. All right, we're going to get a wisdom of the oracle. Wisdom of the oracle. Be authentic to who you are and be supportive. Okay, Gemini, what I'm looking at is I look at this adventure that you're on in love. It's very different than you've ever experienced before. For some of you, you may have to, or you may feel the need to leave a relationship, or you may have just left one. But what the cards are saying, the message of the oracle is really beautiful. It's hauntingly beautiful. The Oakman is all about the wisdom of the universe. The Oakman is about, the fact that the universe always has these incredible lessons for us. They're not always easy. They just aren't. But what this means is that for the most part, the obstacles and the lesson to be learned in this reading today is that you get up in your head. You hear that all the time from tarot readers. Oh, you're up in your head. What does that really mean? You are currently, for those with whom this resonates, and I will include myself in this, projecting your fears and your worries into the situation we call love. And that a lot of times the answers are right before you, but you may attach negative connotations or negative interpretations to things that could be quite innocent. and your grandmother may have called in her infinite wisdom, she might have called it, you're borrowing trouble, Gemini, you're borrowing trouble. You know, that everything is a gift. All of our knowledge is a gift. Think of how many times that you cried over a lover only years later to say, oh, the best thing that ever happened to me is that person's gone. And I'm not. I see this relationship that you're in as possibly being the relationship, and is likely to be the relationship of a lifetime. If it's not that, for those with whom this resonates, it is a relationship of a lifetime in which you are shedding all your old baggage. So whatever you were holding on to tightly, the Death card has cleared it away. And what's interesting about this card is it's a very healing card. And the healing card says that, you know, if you were blindfolded, say you were in Paris and somebody blindfolded you, they kidnapped you with kindly, your friends said, we're going to take you to a place that, you know, is going to be something you've never experienced before. You actually would not be afraid of it because your friends love you. But somehow you're projecting into the situation that whatever you don't know or whatever you can't see is going to be something bad. And in laws of attraction, you know, we end up sort of gravitating to situations that aren't necessarily good. But in this reading, it really means that even the Death card doesn't know what's coming next. We don't know what happens after we go to the next level. So even at work, you know, if you got a promotion, you know, if you've never been married before and you become married, you've never been there, but you want to go there. And this card is saying, release your projections, learn to settle into taking things a day at a time. You know, try to do physical things, keep yourself grounded, because that is going to be how you get to this beautiful destination. That's how the Lover's card comes about. That's how you can embrace differences, not presuming that everyone else's meaning is the same as yours when something gets said or something is done. Also here we have Epona's wild laughter, and it says that, you know, it's really important for you at this time to find your laughter, to process this. You are in a life-changing time. This is your metamorphosis. And it fits with your astrology. The 8th house is about shedding. It's about death of the old, the things that held you back. You're going to let the things that held you back, your projections that were negative, that were insecurities, you're letting them go. This is a beautiful transformation. For some of you, this is learning how to love yourself and learning that all the other things that people did to you that were bad, that was about them. It wasn't about you. It was never about you. And so this is what I want to say, that to find your laughter again, you have to look at the things in which, situations in which you're so fearful. You're so fearful that you get in your own way. The card, here's a beautiful card. It is the Friends card. It is, look at this card. It's so beautiful. Your friends lift you up. They know how wonderful you are. Your friends really, really are holding you. You have so much support beneath you. You know, the sails of your life ship are basically going to catch the wind. And to be confident of that, that's the same thing that this 7 of Coins is saying. You're there, you're so far, you're so close. Are you going to give up now? And the answer is no, of course you aren't. The final card in the reading today is listen with your heart. You're listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. So this is all about communication, and we saw all these cards of communication. So to have a relationship that's very healthy, we need to be able to transcend those things that are uncomfortable in relationships and know that love exists. It's just two people are very different. I really see incredible transformations for you. This love journey that you're on, that you've been on recently, that you're processing currently, whether you're actively involved in the relationship or not, is transformational, and it's preparing you for the next phase of life. Astrologically, in the next 3 to 4 months, we're moving into the effects of all the eclipses in the new eclipses in Gemini and Sagittarius. The North Node will be in Gemini, which is the universe is now giving your blessings of a lifetime. Be prepared. Be prepared. If the lottery, what is that? Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes used to show up at everyone's door and present them with a check. Have your hair done. That's what this preparation is all about. Get your mental and emotional house in order, because you are about to be blessed and you want to look good on that day. When you go to the Academy Awards, you really don't want to have to scramble for what you're wearing. And think of that as your psychological and physical well-being right now in this relationship. Do the basic work every day that you know you need to do. You're really smart, Gemini. I thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.